Good afternoon, family, friends, and to the Facebook world. This is yours truly, Ramel, coming to you live. I'm going to start something new here. Everybody who knows me and knows me well knows that sports is my passion. So I'm going to come at you at least once a week, if not more, coming to you, delivering you sports like no other way, giving you the raw footage, just chopping it up. So the name of my segment going to be Chopping It Up with Ramel. First, I want to say I'm a Knicks fan, Jet fan, Met fan, and Eagles. If I talk mostly about that, I apologize. Feel free to write in, send requests. I'm all for it. I'll try to get to a topic or to a team of yours and speak upon it. As I'm a fan of those, I'm a bigger fan of the sport itself. So let me begin. As the opening season started in the NBA, tonight is the third night of games. First, I got to talk about my New York Knicks. Listen, there's probably no bigger Knicks fan than myself, no bigger Melo fan than myself. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you like the New York's a favorite to win it all. I'm not naive. But I will tell you this, that they will have a better season than what we've seen in the last few years. But I have to challenge Phil this. The bench is suspect. We got to get the bench strengthened. Otherwise, you're going to just have Brandon Jennings shooting up bad shots, and that's a recipe for disaster. I believe the starting five can hold its own, as it showed in the first half against the Cleveland Cavaliers on opening night. But once it came down to where we had to strategize and use the bench, we suffered. We have to strengthen that bench, otherwise it's going to be a long season. I'm not sure who we can trade. Kyle O'Quinn might have the only trade value at this time as we speak. We may have to wait till mid-December when players who were signed by teams in the offseason can be traded. Listen, I'm all for it, but we got to get somebody that can come off that bench and give us buckets. If there's no move to be made, then the possible move to make is maybe start Holiday and bring Courtney Lee off the bench. At least with Courtney Lee, he has some experience. Maybe he could score a little bit more when some of the starters is out of the game. With him in there with the starters, he's probably not going to get the opportunity to shine or to score. So it might be a good move to have him come off the bench until we find a way to get some help. We need to bring a scorer in here, a shooter in here to come off the bench, a la Jamal Crawford or what J.R. Smith did for us in the past. Not to say that we can obtain those players, but we do need someone of that sort that can come in and fill that role. I believe that Derrick Rose is going to have a decent season. I think he's going to be playing for a contract. I believe he's going to play about 70 games. He showed some good signs in the opening day loss to Cleveland. But we need to see something better. We can't have Derrick Rose, our starting point guard, with only one assist. That's a recipe for disaster. Noah, he's got to be more assertive. I know he's coming back from injury, but he's the glue to the defense. He's one of those vocal leaders, an unsung leader. We need him. KP's going to have to step up. And Melo, we know what Melo's capable of doing. Many people always get on Melo for being ISO Melo. But if Melo wanted to score 40 a night, he can. Will that help the team? I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe we need Melo to dominate more. I don't know. The game seems like it's more about pace and space and ball movement. So if we're going to have some ball movement, guys are going to have to knock down shots. Guys got to be prepared to take open shots. Can't be no hesitation. Once again, we got to get that bench shored up. We got Memphis coming to the Garden on Saturday night. Memphis is coming off some injuries. Conley, who's being paid the highest paid player in the game per year this season, he's got a lot to prove. I'm sure he's going to want to come there and play well. But this is a game that I can see the Knicks taking. They're going to have to come in and hold court at home. They're going to have to win this game. This weekend, Sunday night, not to switch gears, but like I told you, I'm also an Eagles fan. Man, we got a good game on hand. For the Eagles, they're going into Jerry's World, play the Cowboys. I got to admit, as an Eagles fan, I'm hoping Jerry Jones bring Romo in. Because right now, Dak Prescott and Elliott, they're looking for real over there. They got a train that's going, and it's going in the right direction. The offensive line is probably the best in business. They're holding up for the two rookies, and they're making the most of their opportunities. When you look around, the only veteran out there really is Jason Witten, and he's liking what he sees. And this defense, it's really the same defense as last year. But because of ball control and what they're doing on offense between Elliott and Dak, they're keeping the defense rested and giving them an opportunity to play a little bit more fresher and, quite frankly, look a little better than what they've been playing for seasons past. So this is a big game for the Eagles going in there. Carson Wentz came out the gate flying, many making comparisons to this quarterback, to that quarterback, but with 2 losses under his belt and 1 to Washington, this is a must-win for the Eagles. The Eagles got to come into Jerry's world and take this win. No doubt about it. Got to come in there and take this win. A loss here will put you at 4-3, and more importantly, 2 losses in the division. That don't bode well for this early in the season. Must win for the Eagles. Jordan Matthews, you're going to be big here. We can't have the drops. We can't have the drops. This is a big game. I don't question the defense of the Eagles. I'm looking at Jim Schwartz. You know, remember, he's had some defensive teams over there in Detroit with Namaka Suh and those guys, and he's got this defense playing ball. It's like night and day from what he's doing with the defense than that guy Chip Kelly, who's now in San Francisco, who I don't know how has a job in the NFL. But it's night and day. Should be an interesting game. Should be a good game. Eagles got to find a way to win this game. Not that any team can afford a loss, but the Eagles, this is a must-win for you. As I mentioned, I'm a Met fan. Reports today comes out that Cespedes is looking to opt out. Not a good sign for the Mets. Thought he would opt in his contract. He's looking for a 5-year deal. I like Cespedes a lot. Just don't think that he's worthy of a 5-year deal at this point. Maybe last year I would have gave it to him, but he's a year older. And he always seems to be injury prone. And he's probably going to be looking over 25 to close to 30 mil a year. That's a lot to lock into for this guy. I like him as a player, but I like him on a short-term basis. I was hoping he opt in. Mets got a lot of questions. You know, they got some of the best young pitchers in the game. Injuries took a toll on them. But clearly, they need some bats. They need some bats. Excuse me. They need some bats in that lineup, and it would be a huge loss if Cespedes is not there next season. So they got an offseason to think about that, what moves they're going to make, but they do need to clearly keep Cespedes. And the Jets, just in the season. This is a team that came into the season at 10-6 from last year with a lot of promise. You know, I wasn't high on Fitzpatrick. I felt like he's a journeyman. I felt that he played well enough to earn himself a contract, but I just didn't think he deserved a long-term contract. And I quite frankly, I would have been happy with Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith gets a bad rap. I don't think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's as bad as people say he is. He's never had the talent to work with. He had an 8-8 season with nobody. You know, so I would have been okay with Geno. He's down now. Fitzpatrick is back. He's whining, talking about the GM and the coach and everybody's giving up on him. Listen, I would have gave up on you in the game. You threw 6 interceptions. I can't recall another quarterback that threw 6 interceptions and played the whole game. I would have yanked you after the 3rd one. You didn't have it, buddy. Come back next week. But somehow or another, they hung in there with him. And as a result of it, for the year, he's got five touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Not too excited about Fitzpatrick, but if that's what we got to go with. Personally, I'll go with one of the rookies, Bryce Pettit or Hattenberg out of Penn State, because at 2-5 and having to play the Patriots 2 games the rest of the season, I just don't see them making the playoffs. I just don't see it. So with that said, I will play the rookies. And worst case scenario, you get in the sweepstakes with Deshaun Watson. This is Rob, chopping it up. Just a little sports. Get at me. I love to hear from you. Peace and blessings.